Hi, welcome to your reading, and today's guidance is just intuitive for you. And I can see a beach, and it's a very hot day, but the sea is, the tide is out, so it's quite far off, so there's like a vast area of sand. Most of the sand is quite dry and hot, and then there's a small area where the tide has gone out and it's kind of left like puddles, and some areas that are moist, I think is the word I need to use here. And it feels as though the sea is a long way off, so it would take a lot to get to where the water is. And there is somebody who's trying to make that journey down to the sea, but they're having a job just getting over the hot part of the sand. So I feel like they're barefoot, so they're just like tiptoeing across the sand, trying to get to the moist area, like where they know it will be cooler, because it will be slightly damp and it won't be so uncomfortable. And then they know from there the journey towards where the sea is, the water, where they can completely cool off, is going to be like a breeze. So I feel like this is definitely a person, okay, and they've gone through a period of being uncomfortable, feeling really uncomfortable, like walking on hot coals if you like, but they've had to put themselves through it. They've had to endure that stage of the journey, okay. And now they are coming to this sort of middle ground, all right, where they're starting to feel a lot more in control, seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, knowing that things are starting to slowly and surely get better and better the more they move forward, okay. The more they're putting this uncomfortableness behind them, so they can stand where they are now in the middle, and they can look back and they can feel fairly comfortable looking back at what they had to endure to get here, and they can also stand there and feel fairly comfortable looking forward and seeing, you know, the better things that are coming in the future. But at the moment where they're at, it does feel as though they're definitely feeling a lot more comfortable, but they still know that there's no point in standing in this middle ground. They know they need to keep moving forward at a fairly rapid pace still. I feel like even though it's not uncomfortable to be standing here, I feel like they can see that end goal, if you like, the finish line. So I feel as though they're wanting to push forward, but I do feel as though the advice here is to enjoy where you're at the moment, okay. Enjoy being in that middle ground, enjoy paddling. Just, you know, have some fun. Don't push yourself too hard and too fast. You know, you don't want to run before you can walk. So I feel like right now you're exactly where you should be at. Stop overdoing it, trying to, you know, feel as though there's something you should be achieving right now, because where you're at, you're achieving enough, okay. It's all part of the process, and every day you are taking one step closer to where that sea is, okay, where you can go and cool off and know that, you know, you've come to the end of everything that you've been through to get to this point, okay. But I do feel like it's definitely time to have some fun now, so definitely just enjoy paddling along that beach for the time being. Enjoy the sun beaming down on you and just soak it up, okay, soak it up, because I feel like moving forward, when you do reach where that sea is, it may be not quite what you expected, and I feel as though it's not going to be as much fun riding those waves as it is being in this middle ground. Okay, so meaning that you're possibly going to get quite busy, so definitely enjoy the rest at the moment. Okay, take care.